Welcome back to Hook and Bass, folks. Today we are doing a boat review on a 2020 Bass Tracker 195 TXW that I bought 2 years ago. Pretty much close to the week, give or take, so it's been about 2 years. Had a little time to go over the boat, get a look over it and stuff, get to use it for a while, and I've come up with a list of good things about the boat, some bad things about the boat, and then a few things that are kind of ugly about the boat. So to go over it, we've got the 195 TXW, which is the wide version, 18.5 foot. And for the first thing of the good was the price. $27,000 is what I paid for the boat, the way it came equipped, you know, give or take the tax tag and title and such. And it was an affordable price to get into an entry-level bass boat. So that was one of the biggest things that took and attracted me to the boat. The second thing that attracted me to the boat was, being that it's a TXW, it gives you the wide gunnel, which gives a little bit more stability than the other boats. So it doesn't rock back and forth as bad, and it's a pretty stable boat. Nice size and everything too. A couple people can fish on it pretty easily. Not too bad. It was pretty nice. So number 3 thing that was good about the boat that I thought was the storage layout on the deck. Rod lockers on both sides that held the rods pretty nicely. So as you can see, I've got space for my spinning rods over here, space for my bait casters over here, and then in the center, nice storage for the 3700 size tackle organizers. And then back here, nice storage for the camera bag and some 3600 tackle organizers. So that was the third thing that attracted me to the boat. Now for 4 things that I found that were bad on the boat. If you get the option, which I did, and I chose the option and I paid a little extra to get the vinyl on the boat, it's one of the things I regret. Since I do a lot of fishing in Florida, during the summertime, the deck of this boat turns into a frying pan. This vinyl gets extremely hot. There's no way you'll be able to stand on it barefoot. You got to wear sandals or shoes or something like that. Plus also, you can't sit down on the boat either. You can't sit on the deck in order to change out your tackle and stuff like that, because it will burn your ass. It gets hot. So if I had the option, which the next time I buy another boat, I'm not even going to think about the vinyl. The vinyl is just that's way too hot. And for the cleaning capability of it, I don't feel it's worth it. I think it's just not worth it. Second thing I thought was kind of bad about the boat. This is supposedly a cooler, which, as you can see, I've turned it into my drop net storage. It's an aluminum box that they call a ice cooler, which it's not any good. In the summertime, When it's hot outside, you can put a 5-pound bag of ice in there, and it's melted away in a couple hours, gone, all the ice. Plus it also takes and it drains down into the boat itself. Like I said, yeah, it's not really considered a cooler. If I was to make a suggestion to Bass Tracker about what to do with it, you can kind of see how you've got a width in here and kind of a cavity to where you can stick an igloo in here. If this step wasn't here and it was kind of recessed down into the floor, to where you can take an ice chest and put it down in there and sink it down to where the top of the ice chest would be kind of down here. That would be my suggestion, because then, you know, an igloo works, a Yeti works even better, but that would be my suggestion on it. For number 3 on the bad, the placement of your graphs. I think this is the only boat that's got the graphs located on the side of the console like this one here does. And as you can see, they kind of hang over the edge of the boat, which gives me, it no longer gives me the option to be able to pull up to the dock on this side of the boat. Most of the docks that I've come up to, if you take and you pull up to the side of the boat, the dock is at the level where the graphs are. And there have been a couple of times to where I have almost broken the graphs, broken the mounts, and ended up with some trouble. So now I only have the option of pulling up to the dock on this side. I can't do it on this side because of the way the graphs are. Best bet would have been to have them in the center like all the rest of the boats. You know, pull the gauges down to the left and right side of the steering wheel, and you can put a bracket right there where I've got my GoPro brackets, and you can mount the graphs there. But yeah, that's not very good. Number 4 on the bad, which is kind of a little bit of a safety issue. Down here on the floor, we have 2 cup holders, and then we got 4 more up here. Why we need 6 cup holders, I don't know. But the thing that I've found with these 2 cup holders down here is if you're not watching out, you can twist your ankle stepping into them. Had a passenger do it. I've done it a couple of times. So 6 cup holders? I don't know. I'm gonna end up getting the cover like that's in the center and put them over the cup holders there, so we no longer have an issue to where somebody might get hurt and twist their ankle. And now for the ugly. When you see the label "Made in USA" on a product, I don't know about now, but in the past it used to mean quality. It used to mean something that was a really good product and that you can be proud to take and buy it, feeling confident it was made with professional craftsmanship and with quality. In the case of this boat, it's not quite that issue. The craftsmanship on the boat is a little bit subpar. When I talked to the dealership where I bought it from about it, what they told me is because they're producing so many of these boats so often and so quickly, they're not really paying attention to quality. They're just paying attention to pumping them out as fast as possible. So in doing that, what happens is you've got gunnels that aren't lined up to the bow. You've got welds that look a little bit, I don't want to be mean by saying amateur, but you know, they don't look that good. Here you can see also the gunnel doesn't line up very well either. The other thing about the quality and the bad that I found in the boat is the way this deck has been placed in here and stuff. Because they put it together really fast, you can kind of see over here in the corner how the vinyl is lifting up and pulling out of there. And the biggest thing is that this whole layout isn't in here correctly, and what I've got is on this back door here, the seal keeps getting ripped because this latch keeps hitting it. And as you can see by the grinding, this is what the dealer did to try to fix the problem the last time I had it in. And as you can see, it didn't work. So what I'm thinking is that when they put together the top front, they put it a little bit too far back, or maybe this aluminum metal piece that's in here is out of place. I don't know which one, but that's one of the issues. The other issue is this compartment here, as you can see, is a little bit difficult to open at times because the edge of the door is rubbing the back of the hinge because it's so tight up against the back of that hinge. Another one being here, which I don't know if this is a bent door issue, but as you can see, in order to close it, I've got to push down on it and turn it to get it to latch. So that I'm gonna probably have to take it back to the dealer and probably get them to redo the whole front deck to get that to stop doing that, because that seal ended up wearing out about a week after I got it back from them. It was already ripped again. Not to mention that that latch, the nut that holds it to the door, has been compromised. So now it's showing cracks on it, and it's not going to hold up for very long. So that's going to have to be fixed. So the last thing on the bad, which I can't really blame Bass Tracker for it, because in my research what I have found is that every single aluminum boat except for the express boats have the problem that dry storage is not dry storage. You get yourself caught into a rain, you're going to need to do something you can to protect your tackle. Last time I got caught in a rain, the water came down along the sides on both sides and went under the seal, and you can see it dripping out inside the compartment. And I ended up getting these first 3 boxes wet, which cost me a couple of $100 worth of tackle. But like I said, every aluminum boat's got this problem because there isn't a lip on the edge there where the seal goes around to shed the water down into the footwell of the boat. It just gathers up around the seal, and then it just goes up underneath the seal and comes into the compartments. And that pretty much happens on every single compartment that's on this boat. So in hindsight, if I would have known a few of these things, that mainly was the biggest issue that I have, I would have paid a little bit more and gone with the entry-level fiberglass like Triton boat or something like that, because those boats were, I think, $5,000 or $7,000 more. But then you wouldn't have that issue of the water messing up hundreds of dollars of tackle. Plus also, I don't even bother to fish in any kind of weather that looks like it's going to rain, because I've got no way of protecting my tackle. So that's the list of all the ugly. So to leave on a more positive note, there is one thing that I am ecstatic about, that I really love. This boat is equipped with a 4-stroke Mercury 150 outboard motor that I'm 100% happy with. Motors run great, easy to maintain, works great. It gets this boat to do almost 50 miles an hour on calm water and no wind. So yeah, that's the best part about the boat. All right, well, I hope I haven't given you a whole bunch of negative, and hope this hasn't really been a complaint fest. Just wanted to give you all out there some information, so if you're thinking about buying one of these boats, or if you're thinking of buying any boat, here's a little bit of information about the tracker. I mean, it's not really terrible, but I listed off a few of the things that I wish I would have known when I bought the boat. Then I would have maybe made a decision to go someplace else or do something different, you know, if I could afford it. So yeah. All right, folks, so be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can follow me along and see where the lakes that I go to, and some of the reviews I do on some of the product I come across and stuff. All right, have a good one, guys.